Today is Friday. We made it to the weekend. It's September 25th, 2K15. And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
Yes, she is. You know who you are. And here we all are together on this Friday morning. And the show, by the way, repeats at noon. And that's when I'll try to say, here it is noon. And then the show will repeat again at 5:30. And I'll say, good evening. I won't say that. But anyway, I'd love to be able to. Anyway. Lots of stuff coming up. This time of year is a great time of year. We've got the Wayne Fair getting ready to kick off the end of this month. We've got the Chili Challenge coming up soon. We've got a tour of southern Wayne County coming up. And I have a memo here from Chris Lawson over at the library. On October 3rd, which is next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, there's going to be a bus tour of historic sites in southern Wayne County. Now, the tour will leave the Wayne County Museum at 9:30 that morning and will include a stop at the historic Mount Olive Train Depot for lunch. And you'll be addressed by Ken Dilda, local historian, and also by Mount Olive City Manager Charles Brown. The tour is based on a book, on sites found in the book People and Plantations, Wayne County, NC, 1701 to 1860. And that's written by local authors. Emily Wheel and Charles Ellis. The Wayne County Museum, Tuesday through Saturday from 11 until 4 is where you can get your tickets. Tickets are $37 for the tour at the Wayne County Museum from 11 till 4, Tuesday through Saturday they're open. So they're not open on Sunday or Monday, but from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday, you can go in and tour the museum, which I love our Wayne County Museum.
We are so blessed, and we just recently celebrated Business After Hours there.
That's
they
right.
They opened their doors the third Thursday in September, and it was a great event.
Yeah, that's great. I love that place. If you want more information, you can call the museum. The tour, again, is on October 3rd, begins at 9:30 in the morning. Tickets are $37. Call the museum for info at 919-734-5023. 734-5023. Or you can go to info at waynemuseum.org. Info at waynemuseum.org.
Easy breezy.
Easy breezy.
What's going on tonight?
Well, tonight at the Bridge, at their location on Whitley Church Road, the Bridge will have an event for Crime Stoppers. The Crime Stoppers Gospel Sing and Comedy night will be held with tons of great entertainment. Tons of great entertainment. Lots of singing, comedy. Freddie Prince. Freddie Pierce will be there with Deacon Earl and his wife, Earl's wife Eunice. Casey Sutton will be singing.
Yes.
And
Jill Suggs Howell will be there.
Jill Suggs Howell will be singing.
Reverend Jim Harry will be presiding over the event.
He'll be the master of ceremonies here. Reverend Jim Harry of St. Paul. And anyway, this is a big event. Legacy, the Southern Gospel Group.
Now they are fantastic.
They are fantastic. Legacy will be singing. Anyway, some great entertainment, and it's free of charge, no admission. No admission charge. However, if you feel inclined to give a love offering, you're invited to do so. And just a quick reminder that Crime Stoppers operates on your donations. They receive no money from the federal government. They receive no money from state, local, or anybody else. All private donations. It's a private organization.
That's right. Doing incredible work in our community.
Yes, they are. They're hoping to clean the streets and keep us safe. So support Crime Stoppers and make an offering to Crime Stoppers on this night, September 25th. That's tonight at 6:30 at the Bridge on Whitley Church Road, and that's going to be a big event. It's the first time they've had a fundraiser like this. I hope you're able to attend.
It's a great idea.
It is. It really is. Okay, let's see. Today's the 25th. Coming back, I'll have a couple of birthdays for you and let you know what day is special about today, okay?
Sounds good.
We'll be back after this.
Your source for what's happening in your community is Wayne Goldsboro Television.
Well, our guest today is Andrew Jernigan. Andrew, how are you, sir?
Wayne, always a pleasure to see you again, sir.
It's great to have you in the studio with us today, man.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, Andrew Jernigan of Jernigan Furniture fame, of course, but we're not here to talk about sofas and chairs.
We are not talking about furniture today, Wayne.
Park-a-palooza, that's the sign behind us.
Yes, sir.
Park-a-palooza. Now, what in the world is that?
That is a great question, Wayne.
I'm glad I asked.
It is a palooza, i.e. a festival of sorts. The reason it's called Park is because we're having it in Herman Park. It actually got started in the Circle on Park Avenue, and it outgrew the neighborhood, so we moved into Herman Park. What is Park-a-palooza? It started 8 years ago. This is our 7th annual one. We did take 1 year off a few years ago. And it is a free and open to the public event for anyone in Wayne County or beyond. And it is a fundraiser. So fundraiser for what? Obviously, the military is a major part of our community here.
Indeed it is.
And we feel that there's no better cause to give back. We have partnered with a charity called the Folds of Honor. Similar to the Wounded Warriors, which everyone has heard so much about. How this differs is that this charity raises money, educational funds, for the dependents of military vets. So let me simplify that down a little bit. Say a guy came back from a war overseas and he's disabled and he can't provide for his family like he would want to. In turn, it makes it difficult for him to send his kids to college. That's what the Folds of Honor does. It raises money to be able to send his dependents to school. And what better idea than helping our veterans and helping people get an education?
This is great. This is absolutely great.
It's cool. You know, it started, again, in my backyard 8 years ago, and slowly it just kind of got traction. We used to, it used to be in the backyard with one guy playing a guitar. And now we have spare change that comes and plays every year. Well, at least it's the second year. The sign's a little bit wrong. It says 6 to 9 or 6:30 to 9:30. It's actually going to be 6 to 10.
6 to 10.
We're going to have an opening band before spare change from 6 to 7, and then spare change will do it from 7 to 10 as well. What's also really nice is that obviously it takes money to put on something like this.
It does take money, yes.
So we have sponsors that from the communities like Zaxby's, Jersey Mike's, Ari Jeffries with Budweiser is a big one. Jernigan Furniture, of course, that step in. And they, along with many others that I haven't mentioned, we have, I think, 16 sponsors total. Stuart Bryan with SW Promotions, I want to mention him as well. They pay for the party via their donations to us, their sponsorships. So the party's paid for, and then while we're there, we sell off beverages. We sell off pork barbecue sandwiches that we actually slow cook for 12 hours the night before.
Really?
We sell T-shirts to Park-a-palooza, and then 100% of the proceeds from all of that that's sold goes directly to the charity.
Really?
Nothing goes back into paying for the event. The event's paid for. Actually, we have more sponsors than it costs to put on the money, so we have extra sponsorship money alone that goes directly to it.
Let me make sure I understand this, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Now, you have Stuart from SW Promotions.
Yes, sir.
You have R.A. Jeffries.
Yes,
You've
sir.
got the barbecue, Zaxby's you mentioned earlier when we were talking.
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Yes, sir.
And people will go and buy these things at normal prices or whatever.
So
and then they're foregoing all the money.
Yes, sir.
They're giving you these.
So, for example, if you've ever been to a Center Street Jam, they sell the first beer with a cup for $3. We've got the same thing. Refills are $2. This is the cheapest beer you can buy anywhere. But the thing about it is that usually, say you bought a $2 beer, some of that money has to go towards buying the beer. We've already bought the beer. So every $2 you give us goes directly to the Folds of Honor.
That is amazing.
It is really cool.
That's wonderful.
It's been a lot of fun. It's gotten bigger and bigger every year. It started again in the backyard, then we had an empty lot, and then we shut down a street in the Circle on Park Avenue, and now 2 years in Herman Park. I got to give a big shout out to the Parks and Recreation. They're going to have their big generator, massive floodlights out there so that the kids can actually play on the playground. So again, adults come, bring your kids, they can play on the playground at night. We'll have fire pits out there. But Ari Jeffrey is actually bringing a double-decker portable bar. I mean, it's huge. It's October 3rd. We did it last year in November, I think, 1st, and it was cold and rainy. We said, let's move it up. We were able to donate $1,000 to the Folds of Honor last year. We're hoping for $3,000 to $5,000 this year. And the only way that happens is if our community comes out. Again, it's open to the public. It's free. We'll have police on hand for security just to make sure everybody's safe. And then as well, on top of that, say you do have a beverage and don't want to drive home, we actually provide free transportation to pick you up, take you home. Doesn't matter. That's via Carpool Express.
This is great. I mean, all I can say is, wow, this is just amazing. You've thought of, it seems that you've thought of everything. And what about support from our businesses, our local businesses? Man, this is fantastic.
You know, it's a quadruple win for everybody.
It
It started out as something fun and personal for us, and then we slowly realized that, you know, we could turn this into something great that could really help people.
Yeah.
Again, we've got so much local support as far as help putting it on.
Yeah.
And then so much local support from people who come out to support the event, because that's what really makes it a success.
All right.
So yeah, it's October 3rd, 6 to 10. 2 bands, so it's kind of like a music festival too.
All right. At Herman Park.
At Herman Park, and it's a very safe, fun event, and the more the merrier. We'd love to have anyone and everyone.
That sounds like a blast. I'm telling you.
We're excited about it.
Tremendous amount of fun.
So that's what, next Saturday now. It's getting close.
Yeah, very close.
Don't dally. Put it on your calendar and come out and see us. You'll see me there working and pouring beer the whole time.
All right. There you go. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about Park-a-palooza.
I really appreciate it very much.
Event. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Your source for what's happening in your community is Wayne Goldsboro Television.
We are here with Sherry Archibald of the Paramount Theater. Hi, Sherry.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Hope you are.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great to see you.
Good to be here. It's been a little while.
Oh, it has been a while, but hey, we got time to catch up on some things here. Let's talk about the Paramount Theater.
Thank you. I would love to. We kicking off our season, so we're quite excited. Our movie season and our performing arts series.
Yeah.
So the movies are our classic and holiday films, which are a lot of fun.
I love it. I love old movies.
We've had our first one, which was Back to the Future, the trilogy.
Yeah, okay.
And it was a great night from 6 p.m. to after midnight, because we did all 3 of them. So it was a lot of fun. So we have already had that in our next one. I wanted to share a couple of things that are coming up. Our next one for October
is...
So
you've already done Back to the Future.
Yes, done Back to the Future. So in October, we're going to have Clue on the 29th.
Okay.
And we are going to have Ghostbusters on the 30th.
Oh, who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
All right.
Yes.
There you go.
So we're excited to have that. We had Ghostbusters last year, and it did really well, so we are bringing that back again. Some community events through Parks and Rec are happening, so we're doing that on the 30th in collaboration with them, but we'll open that up to the general public as well.
Oh, that is just great. So
it should be fun.
The Paramount Theater, if you're new to the area and you don't know about the Paramount, you are really missing out, because it is one of the icons of Goldsboro. It's been here since well over 100 years. We lost the building here several years ago, but through the generosity of many civic leaders, I won't mention any names, David, but through many civic leaders, it has been rebuilt and is kind of a phoenix out of the ashes, if you will.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm happy to share some of the history. It was 123 years old when we lost it.
123.
In 2005. It burned to the ground. The fire was just relentless, and unfortunately we lost everything. This community, as you said, really rallied together and just requested that we rebuild it. Our city council, it was owned and operated by the city then as well. And our city council was interested in trying to do that. We started putting out bids, trying to figure out the cost. And it was quite an astronomical cost, because we were trying to really be everything that we needed it to be. We were trying to have banquet space, trying to have a theater. And so our costs were looking at $10 to $12 million.
Oh.
And a certain philanthropist in our community who's been around for some time, whose family actually built the original in 1882, Mr. David Will, he shared with our mayor and our city council his interest and willingness to spearhead the project and rebuild it. And so he just asked for the partnership with the city council, and it's actually an award-winning public-private partnership.
It is an award-winning operation.
Yes.
Facility. It is an amazing place. This venue is just people who come to it, people from outside the Wayne County area come to it and just rave about the how the sound acoustics
Yes.
are just wonderful in the building.
We hear that quite often.
I'm sure.
We did reopen in 2008. Like I said, the City Council and Mayor worked very closely with Mr. David Will and our community, and there was a fundraising drive, and the cost was able to be done for less than half of what the original cost was looking at.
Amazing.
So it is a beautiful building, and it's one that we are very proud of, and we're just very happy to have here. And we're trying to utilize it as much as we can through movies and performing arts series. Local groups rent the theater quite often and have performances, presentations, memorials, all kinds of concerts and everything.
In fact, I know 3 goofballs, or 5 in fact, who are, I meant people, who are going to actually be putting on a play there, or a show, actually, not a play, but a show coming up April 1st. We're really excited about that.
Such an appropriate day.
April Fool's Day, yes. It'll be April 1st, 2016.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. Very excited about it. Not to mention names of Kurt Keller and Jeff Holtz, and of course Julie Beck from Mount Olive and John Smith from here in Goldsboro. The 5 of us are...
It's going to be fun.
Okay, I'm not going to say any more. It's going to be a blast.
April 1st, 2016.
But one thing that I will always remember and be impressed by is the work that David Wheel put into this. He touched and felt every fabric, every piece of wood, every chain, every pulley, every wheel that was to go into this theater, everything.
You're right.
And so he did. He was a scientist in determining what would make this the best theater. And the time and effort that he put into this was absolutely stunning. It was amazing what he did to rebuild this theater.
It was definitely a gift to our community.
No question.
And I mentioned this partnership because it's not often that you can see when you have government who has this need and a private and public sector to come together so well, and it really was a beautiful relationship and still is.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Will did not want to run a theater. He wasn't interested in that. He just knew the desire was there, and he felt like he could spearhead the project. And so when you have that partnership and that willingness to all come together and really do something for the betterment of your community, that's what happened. So that's what we have, and he would really not be happy if he's watching this. He's not going to want anyone to be talking about him.
He just doesn't like the publicity.
No,
he doesn't like it. But the man is certainly worthy of all the publicity, and he should be thanked by everyone in the community for the work that he's put into this. I also mentioned that I can't help but chuckle every time there's an event and that he attends. Mm-hmm. He has to go backstage, and he doesn't have to, but he does. Mm-hmm. He has such passion for this building.
He does.
He tells visitors, he tells the people, performers, anybody who will listen, how it's put together, what this does, what that does, and explains a bit of the history. It's just, he does. He loves it.
And Wayne, you're kind of leading into something else I wanted to talk about today, which is our foundation. And Mr. Will is the president of our foundation. He created that to be able to do the fundraising that was needed in order to build the theater and to be able to help match and provide some incentive for the growth there. But his plan, of course, the plan then was that would dissolve after the building was complete. But recognizing that there were so many additional needs and that technology changes so quickly,
yes.
And that there would be other things that we as a staff and a community would want for the theater, he offered to continue the fundraising efforts every year. And so we do that annually. We raise funds, and that goes directly into the theater. And so it helps, during budget time. Obviously, when it's time to look at our budget with the City of Goldsboro, there are a lot of really significant needs. And so if I'm looking for a projector or a new screen or new lighting, it's very important for us, but at the same time, we have some really significant needs too, like police and fire department and water and things like that. So this allows us to be able to add those things to the theater without having to go before the City Council and request even more in our budget. So it's really a nice amenity for us to be able to do an ad. So we continue doing that. We have wonderful sponsors and friends of the theater every year. And it's because of them that we're able to add this great series that we're talking about today that is diverse talent that comes from all over the world right here to our stage right here in Wayne County.
That's amazing. Give us an example of what we can expect to see.
I will, and we have a lot of exciting things come up and partnerships that have been created. But one of the shows that's coming up that I wanted to share with you is October the 4th. It's a family fun event called The Passing Zone. They've been on The Tonight Show, they've been on The Today Show, they've been on America's Got Talent. Oh. These two comedian jugglers juggle everything from chainsaws to torches. I
love jugglers.
And they're just obviously...
Chainsaws?
Chainsaws.
Are they running?
Yeah.
Are they really?
You're going to hear it all,
oh,
you bet. So all of this, this is the kind of entertainment that we could not afford to bring if we didn't have sponsors and community support like we do. I go at times to see showcases and see this talent perform to decide, are these folks that we might want to bring to our community. When meeting with the agents and finding out what their fees are, often it would be just really not feasible for us to do if we didn't have this community support. So now you don't have to drive to Raleigh or to Wilmington to see the great talent.
Ew.
It's right here. It's right here in your community.
That's right. Right here.
It is. So it's pretty exciting. That's just, one of the talent. Another is black violin. They
love those guys.
Traveling everywhere. And we had them here last year. We typically don't do a repeat so quickly, but we probably would have sold out twice, and it was the most interactive audience we've ever had. So we have them back on the schedule again for next year. Delbert McClinton.
Oh, I love Delbert McClinton.
Delbert McClinton is coming. Sweet Honey in the Rock. So we've got a great lineup this year.
Oh, wow. That's, and I'm a big fan of Delbert McClinton.
Getting lots of phone calls about him.
I'll bet you are. The Passing Zone is great, and the violinists are just fantastic. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4 years ago, I saw a special on the public television about a couple of violinists, black violinists, African-American violinists. Now, I think these were the guys. And they were so talented then, and last year they had the outpouring.
They're just amazing.
They are amazing.
They just put on a wonderful show, and like I said, that's one of my favorite things. There's two things that I really love about this job. Is one, I love greeting people when they come in. It's wonderful that they're excited about coming to see a show. It's a fun night out. But I also love when the audience is seated and the show is started, and you are able to see that artist and the audience connect.
Yes.
It's really a magical thing.
It really is, and I've seen that. Not that they were connecting with me, but I've been on the sides and I've watched.
Just from the back of the auditorium, and it's just a beautiful thing.
It is. It's exciting. And the excitement begins, when does this start?
Well, we have lots of things going on, but we did talk about the movies that are coming up in October on the 29th and 30th. Yeah. And then November the 10th is Jaws.
Oh, yes.
Don't go near the water.
No.
And so those are our movies that are coming up in the very near future. And, of course, The Passing Zone is October the 4th, 3 o'clock, a matinee, so great thing to do on Sunday with the family.
Yeah.
And the North Carolina Symphony is in November. You can't forget that. It's always one of our favorites and this community's favorite tradition.
Yes, it is.
It's a lot of things in between. But also, I did want to mention East Carolina University's dance performance, which is October the 24th.
Oh, boy.
That we love partnering with East Carolina University in dance, music, and theater. And so we're having them 3 times this year in our series. So we are looking forward to that.
That is great. Now, if anyone wants to find a schedule of what's going on, how do they do that?
Please do, because the events that I mentioned today are just the ones that we are sponsoring. There are so many more that are sponsored by this community and local talent. They would just need to go to our website at goldsboroparamount.com.
Okay.
And everything is listed there. You can buy tickets online. You can call our office to purchase tickets. You can come into the theater. We're there Monday through Friday. Monday through Sunday a lot of times, but definitely Monday through Friday for the box office. Okay. So call us at 919-583-8432.
919-583-8432. Easy enough to remember, and that's goldsboroparamount.com. And Sherry Archibald is our guest, and we appreciate so much your being here. It's always good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Your source for what's happening in your community is Wayne Goldsboro Television.
We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us on this Friday. Oh boy, the weekend just ahead. Friday. Okay, everybody's heard of Michael Douglas.
Yes.
Michael Douglas. All right.
How old is he?
Big time movie star and all that. He's 71 today.
Okay.
And a beautiful wife.
Yeah, she's not, as Jeremiah would say, she's not very ugly.
No, she's not very ugly. Lovely lady. Anyway, he is 71 today. Cheryl Teagues, the model.
Yes.
And actress, Cheryl Teagues.
She's not very ugly either.
No. She's 68 today.
Wow.
Actress Mimi Kennedy, 67. Mark Hamill.
Yes.
All right.
Look at me.
I know, look
Four
at
out
you.
of
I know,
four.
she knows these people here. Mark Hamill, 64 today. Anson Williams played Potsy on Happy Days. Potsy's having a birthday. He's 63 today.
Okay.
Birthday for Michael Madsen. You know him?
No.
He's not as well known as some of these others here, but he's still a very talented actor. Sometimes plays a little rough around the edges kind of a guy. He was in Free Willy. He played the dad.
Oh.
Okay. All right. He is 58 years today. Here's another one. Heather Locklear.
Yeah.
She's not very
She's
ugly
not very
either.
ugly either.
She's 54 years today.
Wow.
And the talented, multi-talented Will Smith
Yes.
is 47.
Yes. Did you ever see the movie Pursuit of Happiness?
I did not see that, but I understand it was an amazing movie.
It is one, and it's been out for a long time. There's several clips that I've used if I've been doing a talk like at the chamber. Like I shared it with the junior leadership class. I was talking about, lessons in leadership. And I played a clip from that video, and in a room full of 21 people, I think 2 people had seen it. It's one of those movies that I asked people very randomly, have you seen it? And those that have seen it loved it. I'd encourage you to watch it.
Okay.
It's a very moving, powerful story. And he is in it, and his son plays his son in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have won all kinds of awards, but the actual storyline, I mean, it's one of those where at the end of it you go, man, you can do anything you want to. I mean, if you really work hard and are grateful along the way and humble, and
You have to
it's
be
a beautiful, it's a powerful story. It's
And
called
I
The Pursuit of
absolutely,
Happiness.
I absolutely agree with that philosophy. You can do anything.
Yeah,
You can, but
That's
you have
right.
to set your mind to it
that's right.
and know that you can do it. You have to know that you can do it, and it's not going to be. You will be given nothing.
Right.
You don't get anything. There's no free ride. There's no free lunch, but you can get it. You can get anything and do anything you want to do.
And I think some of the most successful people, they'll attribute it back to whether it was a teacher or a family member or a friend. And, for anybody that's going through a tough time, find somebody who's a good influence in your life and reach out to them. Because most people that, they want to give back, and it's, sometimes they just need to be asked. And
Well, that's
maybe
so
it's just
true.
listening or looking at a resume with you or whatever it is.
That is so true. I see.
Goodness spreads, and we all want
Wow,
to
that
help
sounds
each
like a
other.
margarine commercial.
Goodness
Goodness
spreads.
spreads. No, but you're so right about that.
No trans fats.
But I see people who, particularly young people, who are easily influenced
Sure.
by the wrong attitude and the
Sure.
wrong people, and you wonder to yourself, now who's looking after this young person?
Right.
Where are the parents? Who's looking after
Right.
this young person, and why is this young person associated with this other person who is a bad influence?
Right.
If this young person was smart, he would connect to someone who is a good influence.
Right. And sometimes, it's harder now. If you look back in history, bullying has always been around, peer pressure has always been around.
Yeah.
But in 2015,
Mm-hmm.
it is far more difficult now because we've got so many more pressures around us.
Pressures.
The social media,
Yeah.
all this at a drop of a hat. So bullying is no longer just in person. In fact, most of it is being done on social media where people are hiding behind their phones. And so sometimes, somebody in a situation may not be able to reach out, but I think it's up to us as a community to recognize, pay attention to people you're close to or pay attention to people you work with. And if they look like they're going through a hard time, you reach your hand out because they may not turn around and reach it out. But
That's right.
social media, my husband says that Facebook is the demise of America. And I'm like, that's a touch melodramatic. But
Well,
I think there is
he's
some
got a
truth
point.
to it, where,
Sure.
we are doing this. And so it's just
That's right.
it's a different time. And there's a lot of good with that, but
There is.
there's a lot we need to be careful of.
That's right. Very good.
That's my mama talk today.
And there you go. Thanks, Mama.
Did you listen to me?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You're absolutely right. I'm with you 100% on that. And for more of this fun, we'll invite you back next week. We begin Monday morning at 7 o'clock right here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. And I hope you're able to join us. Until Monday, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And you have a great weekend.